These are what religions exist to do, is to answer these two great questions. Where did we come from? And now that we are here, how shall we live? And in my view, one thing we know about all religions on the first question is that they're all wrong. That's not where we came from. And maybe beautiful stories, Genesis is a beautiful story. The Hindu creation myth of Shiva churning the universe into being in a giant pot, is a perfectly beautiful story. The Nordic creation myth, with the cow at the bottom of the Gnunga Gap, all that, that's a beautiful story. There's nothing wrong with them as stories. They're excellent stories, but they're not true. They're fictions. And as far as the ethical question is concerned, frankly, I don't want to be told what to think by a priest. I think wherever you've had religion in charge of the ethical question, you get inquisitions, you get ayatollahs, you get oppression. So from my point of view, I don't look to religion to answer the two great questions of life. I look elsewhere, and so it becomes unnecessary. There's an American humorist who once said that Puritanism is, I get this right, is the haunting fear that someone somewhere might be happy. and I do think that a part of the project of religious Puritans is against happiness. It's against pleasure. It's to create a very austere world in which suspects pleasure. In the way that the Taliban banned music. That's not an accident. That's actually at the center of the project. So of course you find that, whether it's in an austere Christian environment or in a Muslim environment. I just think that at this particular moment, what's happened is the militarization of a particular religion, and so and it's not the religion itself really so much as a militarization. But I'm no fan of religion. I think it's wrong. If you think about the human race, as children growing up, when we're children, we need adults, to tell us what to do and how to behave and what is right and what is wrong, and in that same way, I think in the childhood of the human race, we needed gods. We needed ultimate arbiters who would say, do this, you can't do that, in the same way as our mother and father would tell us. And it's interestingly, to me, I'm very interested in Nordic mythology. There is this moment that comes, the so-called twilight of the gods, when the gods leave, no more gods. Then you have men, and you have heroes and so on. So this idea that there's a moment in the history of the human race when you move beyond the gods, and then it's up to you, then it's just human beings, you have to make the best of it as you can.